Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. So today is the first day of 2022. It's Saturday 1st of January 2022. So I'd like to start by wishing everybody an absolutely fantastic 2022. Happy New Year to you all, and I hope it's a good and prosperous year for us all. And we'll just have to try and do our best currently as I speak to keep away from this Omicron version. So today I really just wanted to bring you sort of like, I do believe they call it a short. I've been weathering up some tanks. I've got to the last three and I thought I'd share them. I thought I'd share my method with you. Then this is nothing special. I'm certainly not, I'm not spending hours and hours on them like some people would. Really and truly, it's just to sort of give them just a light sort of coat, just to sort of get rid of sort of the out the box look, if you like. And that's really sort of all I'm going for. And that's sort of that. So I'm going to go through, show you the sort of before and after job, and we'll go from there. So what I'll be using for this is I've got some 501 oil paints. I think these ones are sort of like more sort of in line for plastic, but I also use Windsor as well, Windsor and Newton as well. But for this particular job I just happened to grab these, so that's what I'm going to be using. I have my brushes here, so what I'm doing is I'm using this brush here just to sort of apply the first coat. Then I'm coming back with thinners to actually sort of thin it down and sort of take a little bit off with this one, and then any of the intricate detail is going onto this one here. So this is for sort of like getting in. So that's the three brushes, usually 501s, and yeah, so here we go. Don't know if you can see that. So these are the tanks that I'm weathering. Now this is a 1/72 scale, so it's slightly larger than sort of like if you went for the Airfix Scorpion. But to be fair, I'm going to use these throughout the whole train, and I don't think it's not that much larger. It fits on the wagon without any issue, so it's not like it's a major problem. And these are £12.46. I don't think you can go wrong for that. It's a nicely detailed model. I mean, as I said before, I've got no idea the first thing when it comes around to sort of military vehicles, but I do know that they are Scorpions. It's a FV101, if that means anything to anybody. To me, it's a nice load for my wagons. These are actually limited editions. They come from Russia. I actually got them on eBay. And they come from Scale World is the actual seller. So if you're interested, it's Scale World. He's got a fair few different tanks, but I mean, for me there was only really this one that was any good. But I'm sure probably if you were a tank modeler or war games or something like that, there might be other things on there of interest. But I've sort of been searching for a Scorpion. I have got some of the Airfix kits, but when I found these I thought, oh, that's a lot better, I don't need to worry about building them. So yeah, they're a nice little kit. I mean, again, I don't quite know about the livery, what livery this is, or for what, what it served as a job. but by the time I've sort of put some oils and stuff on it and sort of weathered them down a little bit, they got a little bit darker, which is more sort of like pictures I've been looking at them sort of like in the UK, if you like. So yeah, but as I said, I'm not looking at sort of weathering them up and spending hours and having all sorts of oil drips and everything down them. I mean, pretty much if they were going to or from battle, I'm guessing that they would have been cleaned anyway before they left or started off, so there wouldn't have been, I shouldn't have thought that much on there, but just enough to sort of like just tone them down a little bit. So here goes. So as I said, what I've sort of been trying to do is to get some sort of dirt and stuff ground into here first. So that was the first thing, and what I was doing was just using some of the sort of the dark brown colours. So kind of loading the brush up, almost dry brushing effectively. And then just sort of getting in there like you would. Also sort of trying to add some sort of variations within the tones as well. Sort of like the heavier and lighter sort of rust and whatever. And trying to sort of get down in between the tracks. So there's pretty much comparison. So we've gone from the bottom to the top. I think that certainly with a little bit of weathering, they do look a lot better. I mean, obviously there's a lot more that you could do if you wanted to, but I was only really looking just to sort of like take the just to make them all look a little bit different as they would in real life, and just sort of like, you know, just sort of darken that tone down a bit, as I said, because I'm not sure what that livery is. So certainly looking at the top one, it looks a lot more like it would do as if we sort of see them on our wagons over in the UK. So yeah, that's what, 5 minutes work, and it's just I think that's just sort of done what I wanted to do, brought it to life, just toned it down nicely, makes for quite a nice model. So right, that's then about done for now. I mean, as I said, once they're all fully dried, if I decide I need to go back to them and just sort of do a couple of areas I've missed, I will do, but for now I'm going to leave them alone, let the oil set off, let it dry, because that will sort of, when it dries back, it will sort of lighten up again, I suppose. But for now, that's as much as I'm going to do. I think they do look an awful lot better than what they did when they come out of the box, which is what I was aiming for. And like I said, I wasn't looking to make them absolutely filthy and unrecognisable. That was the whole idea of going back in with a wash afterwards, was just sort of blend it and take some of the stuff off that I put on, and sort of just kind of just to get them looking a bit more like they sort of been in battle. but as I said, fairly sort of clean. So just that's the tanks finished for now. Okay, so that's a run past my MOD train. Obviously, there's still work to do. The wagons need to be weathered, and I also need to strap the actual tanks down to the vehicles themselves. But the first part of it actually just sort of like making the tanks look a little bit more used has sort of been achieved, I think. Don't know whether or not I might just put a little bit of sort of oil and grime just sort of in the track areas. I should leave it and come back to them later. It's not a good idea to sort of keep mucking around, otherwise the next thing you know they're just gone too dark. But the actual bodies, I'm really pleased with. I think that's come out really well. Also, when it's dried slightly lighter as well. Whole idea of sort of like running a bit of wash over the pigment once it was on there. So I didn't want that to be, as I said, I didn't want to be unrecognisably black. And, you know, looking at pictures and bits and pieces, when you do actually see them sort of being transported, they are pretty clean. I think before they leave the theatre of battle, that they have to be sort of decontaminated and cleaned. And obviously, I suppose before they leave wherever they've been stored and bits and pieces, they probably get another wash. So they're never that dirty when they're in transit. So I think we're probably just about right there. But there's just that little tiny bit of variation I was looking for. And the aeroplane puller is actually a preserved one that's going off to one of the MOD museums. That's why that sort of looks immaculate on there as well. So that was kind of a nice touch. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Anyone wish to comment, please do, and I'll see you on the next one.